up to the sun, let's come together. I know. They say you're not there, we stand, if I there, we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sess. I'm a bastard, we own your people. I walk on the fine way. Nabila, I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bone. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what they say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you lama, or crown. Who kill it? Who got Jonah?
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabali kola koge na papa kubo. Nabali kola koge na papa kubo. La biro waka koma o. La biro waka ma o. Bangada anwa waka ma o. Anwa
Exactly. Continued opportunity, continued responsibility given us to promote Liberia in whatever way we can in the media landscape. We want to say good evening and welcome to Liberia's biggest current affairs program, The Open Conversation. This is how I would like to welcome you to the Wednesday edition of the program, Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2 hours current affairs program that talks about all of the major happenings in the country and how we can be able to stabilize, the myth and things that are untrue, how we can be able to correct, those wrong information that has been spewed out by some politicians who have got the intention to threaten and derail the peace of the country. This is the prominent reason why this program is so important and so valuable to the Liberian people and to promote peace, tranquility, and prosperity in Liberia. So tonight is a different night. We are all good and all set up to talk Liberia, talk current affairs, talk politics, and more besides, we are going to talk District number 9. So tonight is District number 9's night. I would like to use this time to say good evening and welcome to my host.
Good evening, Washington. It's good again to be here on this very second day of the month, that's August 2023.
Exactly.
And all of you joining us via our social media page, we like to say good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching, whatever part of the world. We like to say welcome to Open Conversation. As we usually and always say, the conversation is open and let's talk and talk and talk, somebody would say. And he already said that we are putting District number 9 under the spotlight this evening. And this evening, Phoebe Henrys and that's Phoebe Henrys of the CPP and Miller Kataka of the Unity Party. Both aspirants of District number 9 will share our platform, telling the people of that district why one of them should be given the chance come October 10th. So if you're in District number 9, I like the way District number 13 responded to us last evening. It's your turn, District number 9, to also respond. You will have 2 key aspirants from your district. Let me see how many persons are contesting in District number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Wow. It does.
12 persons. One independent. This person is independent. Masean T. Bala, independent candidate. Amos Balde, Liberian People Party. Menwe Bayou, Liberia Restoration Party. Wilson Brown, independent candidate. Mela Katakau is from the Unity Party. He's one of our guests this evening. Francis K. Coley is from the Liberia National Union. Frank Safoko is from the Coalition for Democratic Change. Fubi Henrys is one of our guests. He's from the Collaborating Political Parties. Fofias Kamara, independent candidate. Mohammed Awe, independent candidate. Avan Tumbi, independent candidate. And Joseph Wickley is from the United Independent Democrats. Ooh, there's other parties. Just a new
12,
one.
12
so we got 12
persons.
persons, 12 persons, and we're taking 2 of those 12 persons. The other people, we'll talk to them, we'll bring them here. So we got Unity Party and CPP tonight on Open Conversation.
Exactly. So Open Conversation has a trend. That's how we go, and that's how we do it. So we introduce our guest. After introducing our guest, we talk about the trending issues. The trending issues are, these, captivating moments over the day, probably these existing, incidents or incidents over the day or two. Yeah. So trending issues, we're going into trending issues now, Titi. Today, something happened. Tiawan Gonglo, he spoke today. He, unfortunately, you won't believe that he heavily criticized Mr. Boaka, VP Boaka. He criticized him. He said Boaka, Vice President Boaka, has absolutely no track record of being a change agent. That's what he said. And by the admittance of the squander opportunity statement, Councillor Gonglo also denied the rumor that he was asked to run as running mate and to the VP, and he left the Unity Party government due to inimical political ill financial practices. Yes. So today, Councillor Gonglo did not give it good to Vice President Boaka, former Vice President Boaka. He nailed him on the cross. He said all the things, and he said he doesn't represent, a change agent. So I don't know.
The thing about it is the only people who recognize that Ambassador Boaka is a change agent is those people who are from the Unity Party. But if you're not from the Unity Party and you know what former Vice President Joseph Yomo Boaka said, you will know that those people don't see him as a change agent. If you say to the people of Liberia that you squandered opportunities, so it's obvious. We'll hear more of these things as we go to the elections. But Councillor Gonglo was, what he says is not something that, Ambassador Boaka didn't say. He said he squandered opportunities. And so if you squandered opportunities, why should Liberians give you another chance, to squander opportunities again?
Exactly.
To squander and squander and squander. Where are we going as a country if that should happen? So, but that is his take. And we will hear more of these things.
And he visited the Unity Party headquarters.
The man did that in the spirit of unity and in the spirit of
collaboration.
Making sure, not collaboration, I think, but that he says we're not at war. We have different opinions when it comes to issues, but we are not at war. We are Liberians, and we should love one another, and we should love our country. So if I don't agree with you on certain issue, that doesn't mean that you're my enemy. No. That's what he was projecting when he visited those headquarters. And we know today that, because I know we can keep Fabian for a long time. Yes, but let's talk to her for a little while, and then she will go, because something happened today in Liberia. Prosecuting lawyers and the murder case involving former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott have asked for a change of venue. We don't know why. Fabian is our judicial reporter, and so we want to hear more concerning that from her this evening on Open Conversation. Fabian, thanks for joining us this evening on the show. Are you on mic 4?
Yes,
Yeah.
Marco.
Okay, good. So,
Thanks so kindly.
great. What does that mean? Prosecuting lawyers asking for change of venue. Did they give any reason why they are asking for change of venue?
Yes, like today, the motion was filed at 12:50, and so filed before Criminal Court A, and that was a 14 count motion that they filed today.
14.
14 prosecution. And among the counts, they alleged that within a time the defendants were being brought from the police station to the court, there were people on the grounds of the Temple of Justice chanting slogans and what have you, and so singing, and they described that as being desperation. And besides that, they said that poses serious threat to both government and defense lawyers, and so it's by law you can ask for change of venue. Remember, when you ask for change of venue, in any case of that matter, whether criminal or not, it's proximity. You either decide, because once it's been filed before the court, TT, defense team, they have to respond to this.
Okay.
And so once they respond to that,
Do we know
left,
when they're responding?
probably they're going to do that today or tomorrow, because I talked to a few of them after it was filed. And so when they do that, the judge will rule on that. And so there will be, if it's granted, that means it will be out of Montserrat County. And so it's proximity. It's either Margibi, Bomi, or Buchanan. Remember, you remember in the past, the case concerning Jonathan Williams, when he killed that journalist, Tyrone Brown, they had change of venue.
Okay.
And so we followed them, Bomi County, to the end of that case. The same with Oliver Dillon. They asked for change of venue, and we went Margibi and follow it to the end. And so...
Okay, so whose purview does that lie in now? The prosecuting lawyers are asking for change of venue. Does it, if defense lawyers don't agree to that, will it be left with
the judge to decide? Yeah, to decide.
And what happens if they agree? If defense lawyers agree to that, can the judge also say no? We're not going to change the venue.
No, it's their right, because as I said earlier, they're going to respond to this 14 count motion that will file.
No, I was asking whether if they side with the prosecuting lawyers and say, okay, since the government lawyers want us to change the venue, we agree, let's change the venue. Will the judge have no option but to change venue, or can the judge come back and say, no, we're not going to change the venue?
No, he won't do that.
Okay.
Because as I said earlier, once they file this 14 count, defense team going to respond to that. And so when they respond to that,
I was asking whether the defense team is going to respond. I understand.
Yes, they're going to respond as to whether they will accept the change of venue or not.
What if they accept it?
If they accept it, they will move to the nearest county.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Proximity matters in that case. Yeah.
Okay, great. So defense prosecuting lawyers are saying that they are troubled by people coming to court.
They even included in the counts concerning media outlets, both print and electronic, that ran the story and said the case hasn't been tried yet. That is in law.
But it's news now. We have to know that.
The court has sub judice. And so
don't we have the right to know what's happening?
We have the right
to
know, but when the case is before court or is being tried, normally it's not to be discussed out. That's what they call sub judice. And so when it's being done that way, either the prosecution or defense feels it will prejudice the whole case. And so sometimes fear comes in, or uncertainty. Okay. And so when it comes in, then they ask for change of venue. But we're going to see how it's going to play out.
So you said they give them time to respond? How long?
I don't know the time they gave them to respond, because, the courts are closed.
Okay.
And the second Monday in this month, criminal courts will be opening.
Okay.
And so I'm sure they're going to respond before that.
Okay. Fabian Kuya, thank you so much for updating us. And we know you will continue to do that as our judicial reporter. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So there you have it. So prosecuting lawyers have said that they want to change a venue. They don't like the way, the whole case is going in a way that, when people have to go to court, the whole place is crowded.
Yes.
And they believe that, that is going to prejudice the case. And so they want change of venue. We'll wait to hear what defense lawyers are going to say. If they agree, well, it's going to be changed. And then we who are in Montserrat County, only those who have real interest in the kids, if it is going to Bomi or to Magibi or or
Grand
Grandmaster, will have to go there. Then you won't have that crowd. But again, we'll see how that plays out, because sometimes the people still follow when they have interest in the case. But so far so good. That is it. We know today that the National Elections Commission met with heads of political parties, or political party leaders or presidential aspirants, and that was another good meeting. All of the parties had an opportunity to say something about the elections. One thing we know, the president of the Republic of Liberia pledged his support and promised to be very peaceful, to make sure that under his watch we have a free, fair, and peaceful elections in this country, which was a good thing. And some other political party leaders had their own, how they view the whole electoral season and what they expect to happen. Everybody made their case, and that was it today.
Yeah.
But it was good that the National Elections Commission initiated that, and that went peacefully. It tells you that everybody understands that we all have a stake into this whole thing, regardless of the party you find yourself supporting. We all need peace in Liberia, and we all have to do what is right so that the elections come and go, and Liberia remains.
Yeah, you're right, Titi. You are very, very right. Today in Grand Bassa.
So I wanted to still continue with the neck, but I thought you wanted to say something concerning.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The
Yes.
National Elections Commission officially launched a civic voter education campaign for the 2023 elections.
That's good.
And she says that she gave 81 CBOs accreditation to carry out civic voter education in the 15 counties,
That's remarkable.
19 magisterial districts, and the 73 electoral districts. We also know that 400 civil society organizations will assist the NEC besides these CBO cells. So that is good. NEC is going in line with what she said she would do, and she's telling us every step of the way, which is a very, very good thing. And so people will understand exactly, as a voter, what you need to do as we go along this process.
Exactly. So, like I was saying, today in Grand Bassa County, a man at 27 years old, chop or cut, whatever we say it, his two children, he chopped them to death. And he said the kids appear to him in different form and different structure and different size, and they were fighting.
They were?
Yes.
Chopped somebody?
Yeah, he chopped them to death.
How many?
Two of them, the boy and the girl. Today.
Why did he do that?
He said they were all sleeping, lying down, and the kids appeared to him like grown-up men and women, and they started to fight him. And he fought them back and ran, and they came after him. So he chopped them to death. Did he?
What is that?
I don't know. He said they came like men and women.
Where is he now?
He's been arrested by the.
Who are those children? His own children.
His own children. Did he?
Lord have mercy. How does he live with himself now that he knows that he's killed
He spoke today, and he said. Nobody should think that but
does he really care about what we think? What does he think? He has killed his children. What does he think?
He's somehow, probably demonic or something else. But I don't know.
Is he sorry for that?
Oh, he's remorseful.
Defending himself.
No, he's remorseful that he wouldn't kill his children, but he saw them in, different forms. Huge men.
The mother of his children was
the mothers. There are two different mothers. One is in Nimba County, and one is in Markibi County. If you listen to him today,
and what are they saying?
Titi, the law would take its course right now.
No, I know the law would take its course, but if you have a child for somebody, doesn't he have a wife who lives with him and the children? How old are they?
They're kids, Titi.
Kids don't have age. ages?
They're little kids, probably within the range of from 10 down around the
So
8.
he doesn't live
10.
with a woman.
He didn't explain that, but he said the kids they that thing he's been noticing it for a little while now.
He's been noticing what? That
That
his own
the
children are
children-
appearing to him, so his children are witchcrafts.
That's
And
his,
who is he?
that's his assertion.
And who is he?
I don't know who he is. So he chopped them to death.
This world, I don't know what it has turned into. It's
So,
so sad. That's
yes,
all. And
it's a sad-
you know,
sad.
somebody in one part of the country, somebody raped a 4 months old child, 4-year-old child, and this person should be in the 60s, and
This is
sick people all over the place.
real sick people.
Yeah,
Real
don't
sick
even know
people.
how to
Mentally
term it. Yeah.
deranged and sick people. They're all over
Do
the
you
place.
kill your own children and say these children, appear
Appear
to
to
you
you
as, grown
different
up,
form.
and then you went for cut lines, and you know that it's just only you and your children in the house, right? Did
Exactly.
you do it overnight?
He did it not overnight. He said it
All
was
day today.
broad day.
Well,
It's terrible. Very terrible.
so that's what we have for you today on trending. That's what's trending in our country today. It's your time to lend your thoughts. What do you make of what we've just talked about? The court issue, persecuting lawyers, asking for change of venue. NEC is on. NEC met with political party leaders today, and
Chewangonglo
Councillor Tiawongonglo.
says Mr. Barker does not have a track record of being a change agent
Okay, and so he
Yeah.
shouldn't carry himself as
as a change
a
agent.
agent because
and-
it's squandered opportunities according to
Exactly.
him.
And the 27-year-old man who chopped those kids to death.
Call us on the number 0880-514-096 and lend your thoughts. And at 8:00 we will
At
talk-
8:30.
At 8:30, sorry. Yeah, we will talk to our guest, and our very first caller is on the line.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Washington. Good evening to you. This is Joseph Emmanuel Tafe calling from the Interlectual, and this is a thing to be precise.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you for those brilliant information. We always look forward to hear people to enlighten us about trending issues as it relates to the councillor was not wrong to make such a statement because he knows very well that President Yuma Buhari is a capable leader to lead this country. You talk about squander opportunity, it's taking country that we will continue to repeat mistakes. We say no, we will not continue to repeat mistakes in Liberia. When you make mistake and you fail to people, you must be able to offer people the chance to be able to correct the mistake that you have made so that
Okay.
the country can progress.
Thank you.
As it relates to the issue with the man killing his children, to be clear, that was a demonic act. If you look at it, you did not did it intentionally, but it's something demonic. You need to look into it, both physically and spiritually.
Okay, Jules. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Washington, good evening to you and TP. Let me appreciate you guys this evening. This is Bobby Abu Mesha. I joined the discussion on this show. We're discussing people who have more in this country to speak to Honorable Brecker. Because Honorable Brecker is the war, we squander the opportunity. Some of the people that Councillor Gongo who work in the government, he serves as Labour Minister. What the Councillor Gongo did for the Labour at that time when we were in the Labour Ministry, this Councillor
You want to talk about Councillor Gongo's stay at the Labour Ministry? You really about that?
Yeah, because he attacked Honorable Brother was integrity with
Did
everything.
Barker not say that he squandered opportunities? Did he not say that? Hello?
Honorable Brother,
Did he not say that? Is my question.
the world we used to ask squander opportunity.
So he said we, right? So when you say we did this, can you take yourself from that?
inclusive of the same Tawagongo, inclusive of the same George Manuel, the same Colin Vice President, all these things were from government. So we spoil a lot of opportunities.
So all of them, but none of them said that, but he said that. So if he has to own up.
So he indicted himself. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Let's get this question. Good evening, my brother. What's your name and where you come from?
This is Edmond Kyle. We don't have a say for the leadership, but we are calling from tomorrow.
Go ahead, Edmond.
You know, I totally agree with Councilor Gongo. Somebody talking about our labor minister. What did he do? When he was our minister, you saw his position. He left later on because of some disagreement between him and the president. You know, after he got himself, he has said his corner opportunity. He has said in the use the opportunity. He even said that if they will abuse the opportunity, they will abuse the children that you see here. President we have today. They didn't utilize it. You know, but what is happening to the Unity Party guy is they have a community that is very hard to sell among the Liberian people. So they will keep coming back and defending while we be going ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. What's your name and where you come from?
What this Milton on we just said Grandbassa country.
Go ahead from Grandbassa.
Yeah, and I want to say to our Liberians that I don't know. I just join you people. The topic, I think I'm not getting the input.
So you want us to do one?
Okay. And you know, those who are coming that have said to the Liberian people, they honor our opportunity. We consider to be the young people. I would tell them go and check because we want to follow some of them who have done it for the Liberian people when even they were not dreaming about interposition. And so those who said that they will remember they are very sad coming into the higher position.
Okay.
We're not getting you.
Yes, let them go and check back.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
I'm T.Y. Harris. I do call you from Hartford City, Maryland County.
Maryland County. Go ahead this evening.
Thank you. I only have a problem with that particular man who shot his student to death.
Oh, okay.
The Bible says that you should do what you need for it to be done to you. He said need to be killed. So he killed his student.
Taking us back to the Moses law. Let's leave it there. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
What's your name and where you come from, sir?
I'm T.H. calling you from Redwood City, Grandview County.
Grandview County. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, my concern has to do with the incident that took place in Grandview County.
Go ahead.
Yes, this gentleman is evil, and the law should take its course against him. There should be no judgment because how would they judge him? The two children are dead.
But what do you mean there should be no judgment? They had the law take its course.
Yeah.
Hello.
He's gone.
Okay, he's gone up there. And if anybody calls from any of these counties, I want to ask them a question because these kind of strange things, most times they're happening in the rural parts of the country, and those people understand these things differently. So and they have a take on how they handle these kinds of matters. They don't just speak because they want to speak to the issue, but traditionally there are certain things that happen.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing?
Go ahead. You are okay now.
Okay, I'm George from Banapong County.
Banga Bon County. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to thank you for the program made by the former Vice President, Mr. Poakai. Again,
You're coming in distorted, sir. Can you adjust yourself? It will be better for us. Hello?
You get me now?
Yes, I'm getting you, but it's a bit distorted. So go ahead.
Okay. Mr.
Oh, we can continue with you, sir. We have to leave you. Good evening.
Plain.
What's up?
today?
Good evening, sir. You're our final caller for the segment.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. Your final caller.
I just want to say thank you. Now our station is off now. We really want to follow this conversation.
Where are you
in
calling us
Bone
from?
County.
Okay, Bone County. Okay, good.
It's already off. Disappointed. The conversation, the open conversation is interesting, and we need
Oh, okay.
information
Okay.
that will contribute, but we are offline. Just 30 minutes. It's burning. It's really, really burning our heart. And we on the side, we need to be a part of this.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
with you. Yeah, we're working on that, sir. We're working on that.
You know, there are all kinds of they're floating over the earth and they confuse.
Okay, sir.
The national platform is interesting. We want to be a part.
Totally agree with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
That's okay. We don't call you for the 1964 to grant their country at the boot camp.
Go ahead, sir.
Let's hear you from Gold Camp. You got gold there?
Yeah. Get go up plenty. See? To see what thing they're getting this issue. It's got a couple of candidates that they say what is it problem, but it's problem is the electricity problem is very true. If you're going to go up for 1 week, 2 weeks, and now whole month, the other use. And the folk can make this information. At least we are the one of this video at the go camp listen to the news and before other people about the government, what the government doing. So yeah, whatever to do something, I think when I do I call it solar place, the radio one, the station, they will drop coming to the floor. But out here, it's not stable.
Okay.
So let's figure out how
Okay. Okay. Let's hope that the LEC people are listening so that the current there gets stable so that you can be able to understand. Thank you so much. Well, we're not taking any calls
Exactly.
anymore on trending issues. We will now take a short break and usher in our guest
Okay.
this evening on Open
Open
Conversations. Stay with us.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa City. I'm a bad way on your people. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the sun, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show 'em we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I hold in your own. United we stand, divided we fall. You know what I say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. You're not joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got shown up?
I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. koya bake ababa kubo. Nabalike na koya bake ababa kubo. Nabali kola ko ababa kubo. Nabali kola ko ababa kubo. La biro waka poma o. La biro waka ma o. Balada anwa waka ma o.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together.
Under the spotlight, it's Unity Party and
CPP, exactly.
And so, Phoebe Henrys of the CPP, that's the Collaborating Political Parties, and Mela Katakao, we're told that Katakao told us that he would not be in studio. He would join us via the social media, but he's trying to connect, and we can wait for him. So we go ahead with our in-studio guest, and when we get Mr. Katakao on the line, we will talk to him also. Welcome to Open Conversation, Mr. Phoebe Henrys.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Nice studio.
Thank you so much. And anyway, let me just leave that for a minute. Let me just leave that for a minute. No, that's a good introduction. It tells you that the government is working. So
It tells you we have a good leadership.
Allah.
Nice studio. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, great. So until we have your colleague also join us, tell us something about your professional and political career, Mr. Henrys.
Oh, I told you the mail with the internet problem. So that's just gonna be the case.
Why you think the man is afraid of you?
When I told you,
And I am in.
and I told you the mail gonna say internet problem.
I don't know. The man will join us.
Okay, no problem. We're waiting for that. But I'm Phoebe F.A. Henrys, and I got a bachelor's in accounting, and I've worked with several entities. I worked with the Africare, was my first professional job. Besides serving as student, council finance officer at the Stella Maris Polytechnic. I served as paymaster for Africare for about 10 months. Joined a Coca-Cola bottling company in 2006, and I also served there for 11 years.
I see why now. I understand it.
And I grew through 4 different positions. As an ordinary accountant, moved to the position of payroll, purchasing supervisor, also responsible for payroll, and also served as accounting manager and later finance manager for about 4 years. The second person in command at the company before I resigned in 2017 to focus in politics. And I also worked at the JPAM Liberia for a few months until I resigned also to get involved with the party. I served as the national treasurer for the ANC and also the Collaborating Political Parties. What I currently hold up to now. I'm also contested 3 different elections. My first intro into national politics was 2011, and I just got in the race just to understand the political terrain and how politics works, and they understand the voters and the perception about politics and candidates. And 2017, which in that time I came 16th place out of 21 candidates with about 395 votes. In 2017 was a more forceful and prepared race, and I came second place with about 8,000 plus votes. And 2020, we also took advantage of the by-election, which was rigged by NEC. What
kind of allegation is that? Do you have proof to show that NEC rigged the election?
NEC rigged the election, and that's why they dodged the evidences that we had, and they refused to go into the merit of the case. And so they know they rigged the election. And I can say that every time.
And you go into elections with national elections,
yeah, we'll go there.
over the elections.
But this time we're telling them that the last time we reported, we had issues and we waited for the election to get over and reported. But this time we're not taking any complaint on that. It's like reporting criminal to criminal. So we're not going to do that.
What are you going to do this time around?
We'll fix the issues as we see it.
You will fix it?
We'll fix the issue as we see it.
You will fix it? Yeah. FIX?
Yeah.
what power do you have to fix
We'll fix
any
it.
issue
We'll
when it
fix
comes
it
to
when we
National
see it.
Elections Commission?
We're
You
not
have
go-
not even gone to
will
elections
fix
yet
it when we
already.
see
You have
it.
already started crying.
We will
crying
fix
foul.
it when we see it. Nah, I said we're not reporting.
How are you going to fix it?
No, you don't brought it up.
Violently?
I said we'll fix it when we see it. We're not reporting
You
again.
can
The
never
last
fix
time
election.
the last time we waited to report
Mhm.
and we saw that they were not credible in dealing with the issues. So this time we're not going to wait to report.
If people are not credible, why do you deal with them?
We don't have a choice.
You don't have a
We
choice.
don't have a choice.
You have a
NEC
choice
is the
not to.
only entity
Uh-huh.
that will run election.
Uh-huh.
So I don't have a choice to say whether I will work with NEC or not work with NEC. As long as I want to contest for election, I have to deal with NEC.
You don't trust the system, then why do you participate?
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
There are measures we'll put in place to fix it, and we're not going to report.
You're bluffing, right?
Oh yeah.
So it appears that you really had to dial. You contested 3 times already,
No, you
right?
have a vision.
And that seems this seems to be your 4th attempt at the job.
Yeah.
Okay. So why are you so desperate to become a
No, that's not. No,
representative?
that's not being desperate. When you
What
have
is
a
that?
vision, when you have a vision,
What
and
is
the-
that vision?
When you have a vision, the vision is leading you. And you know,
Who
Look.
gave you the vision?
everyone born with a vision.
You were born with a vision.
Everyone born with a vision. I want to see and want to aspire for different things. And you're a journalist today. I'm sure there's a vision that you aspire for when you're growing up, and today you are here playing that role. And they got
As a
people that-
personal
they
career,
got people that- Yeah,
but
that's the
to
same.
be, to be a
What else?
representative, how did that vision appear to you?
we all got different reasons why we were born. And I always tell people, find that reason.
Okay.
Some people were born to play, some people were born to be serious, some people were born to get into the military, some people were born to be teachers, some people were born to be doctors, and they play those roles very well. For me, politics came naturally. I didn't learn politics in school, but the way we push political issues, it's all natural. So, and I think we have a vision to transform this country for the better. And I think there are a lot of things that we see around, people in leadership, we're not seeing, and the things that we expect to see from them, we're not seeing it happening.
Okay.
And that's why we keep pushing. We talk about the educational sector, for example, and I've always, that's one of my strongest.
Okay, before you come to your platform you're running on, we want to hear about that. Let me just welcome aspirant Katakau, who has joined us this evening. Mr. Katakai, thank you so much for joining us on Open Conversation, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So can you're very, very, we're getting you, but very, very low. Are you getting us?
We are struggling with your connection and we are seeing that we are happy
You're coming in distorted, and let our technical people work
Mhm.
with you to see how we can fix that. But you're coming in very, very distorted, sir. So let me come back to you, Mr. Henrys. What platform are you running on? What do you plan to do differently from what the incumbent is doing?
Yeah, like I talk about education. With read Article 6, education is all right. And there are a lot of students of school-going ages that you see now in school and doing school hours for reasons sometimes be due to tuition because their parents cannot afford. And we don't have many public schools to absorb the students. So the private schools fees most of the times are high. So because of that, you find parents struggling to ensure that to get their children in school. And there is no real national subsidy for these existing private schools to help to serve as a cushion for government, because government is supposed to ensure that they have enough public schools to solve the problem. So if government cannot build public schools and increase the capacities of these schools to solve that problem, the most prudent thing to do is to also work with the existing private schools and subsidize them to some extent so that it reduce the issue of tuition with parents. And that's something that we're looking forward to pushing to help us.
How are you going to push that?
Yeah, through the budget. Budget is one tool that we want to use to drive the agenda of getting the private schools to have subsidy to reduce the tuition for parents and that cannot afford. because the few public schools we have in the district cannot absorb the student population that we
I
have.
understand that, but you're just one lawmaker. Why do you think that is not happening? Is it because somebody's not talking about it? That's why it's not happening, or what extra, strategy are you going to use?
Yeah, you read they got this, Ecclesiastes 10:16. They say, "Woe unto the land whose king is a boy and whose leaders eat in the morning." So our leaders, the lawmakers, will have buck of them thinking about eating in the morning. Eating in the morning is when the budget gets before them. The question that they ask is, "What's there for us? What's our 30,000? What's there for our car? What extra can we add on our salaries?" They're not asking, "What can we do to solve the issue of education in our districts?" They're not asking, "What can we do to help improve the health sector?" They're not asking, "What can we do to put a national disaster to solve the issue of, fire or other disaster that people go through?" They're not asking, "What should we do to help improve
And you're the
fire
one
service?"
who going there to be asking.
So you need lawmakers that will drive these things, and that's how you get the budget formulated. Because when you make appropriations to these different sectors, it helps solve the many problems that people will have to knock on your doors for. And so that's something
why do you think that people will believe that you're going to ask those questions on behalf of your people?
Because I've not been elected as representative, but I have performed and I've introduced bills to the House. I have championed a lot of advocacy on behalf of the people. For example, the pension law got amended 2016 for the first time after 28 years. It took Phoebe Hendricks to raise that debate for the pension law to be amended. NASCO presented a version. That version was used and adapted and got amended, but it's not stayed to the specification of what we all want. So we repetitioned the House last year, calling for the amendment for, if you have two persons retire in Liberia and Ghana, for example, with the same salary, the Ghanaian makes a better retirement benefit than the Liberian, because the law.
I think the government has the money to give to.
No, it's not about money to give. Mm-hmm. The issue is we all are contributing to our pension.
You really think so?
Yeah, we are all contributing. You work here and they deduct money from your social security.
It's the amount of money that you accumulate that they give you, right?
That's what I'm saying. Get the pension law to that extent where you know that this is what you pay to this is the contribution that you're making on a monthly basis. And when you
don't know that,
the rates, for example, Liberia, the minimum you get a pension after your maximum minimum contribution is 25%. The maximum you get is 40%. Ghana, the minimum you get is 50%. Ivory Coast, Guinea, Gambia, where our own neighbor, Sierra Leone, the minimum you get is 50%. Ghana appreciates up to 80%. So we're saying amend the law. So all we need is to amend the law. It's not about where the money coming from, because the employees and employers are making those contributions on a monthly basis. So it's not an issue about where the money is coming from, where the money is not going.
Is the contribution not as per how much you make?
Because the law is not in that direction. So you just have to make the law first.
Do they make the same money the people in Ghana make?
I'm saying if you make, for example, someone here makes $200 and retire with that amount, or Ghanaian also retire with the $200 salary, the Ghanaian pension benefit will be, for example,
80%,
50% minimum if they have done the minimum contribution, and if they've done the maximum contribution, it's going to be 80% of that 200. We come to Liberia, it's 25 or 40% if they have done the maximum. So the Ghanaian will make a better pension retirement benefit than the Liberian. So it's just about fixing the law.
Okay.
And also the issue.
You have to be at the legislature to do that. You just.
I said we already did that. I've also pushed a bill calling for the inclusion of vocational training in grade schools. But we're saying that look, from 7th grade to 12th grade, both public and private, all high school in the country should have compulsory vocational training, so that the next generation of high school students will have the ability, will graduate from high school with basic skills that they need. When this government are pushing for the issue of amendment of the constitution to allow non-Negro become citizen, I also championed that cause. I said, look, we cannot amend our constitution this time to give them that right for citizenship or land ownership, because it's going to be counterproductive to our own self. Because the first thing we need to start pushing is how can we push bills that will empower Liberians. So we have already been doing the groundwork. So it makes it easy when we're in there.
Oh, it makes it easier when you're there. Okay, let's hold you there. I'm hoping that we have aspiring Katakao, right, on with us properly.
Katakau.
Sir, are you hearing us?
It's Katakau.
Katakau. Okay. What kind of name is that? Is that a Pele name?
Katakau.
Katakau. Is that a Pele name?
Katakau. It's a Pele name.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Pele name.
Okay, Katakau.
It's a Pele name.
Okay.
Very good Pele name. Katakau. I wish that it would resonate with EBC. I wish that it would resonate with EBC.
You will wish. Your business is not voting.
Let it resonate with
Your business is not voting. It should resonate with the people in your district. In your district, in district number 9.
I'm talking about it has already resonated with my people.
Say that again.
It has already resonated with my people. So it resonated with you.
Okay, no problem. That's good. Let's hear.
Thank you very much.
Okay, tell us about your professional and political career. Let's hear a little bit about you.
Professionally, I'm a lawyer. Consider law. Political parties. We have been in this for long. Our district can attest to that. Our people are evident. To that. The nation, Liberia, is evident to it. So we have come to it by your invite. To add up to tell you what we think can be the best solution. As member of the rescue. You're trying to rescue. We are going to rescue and rescue holistically. We are going to rescue the health sector. Economic sector. And just name it. To begin with,
sir, let's stick with. We will come to your rescue mission. We'll come to your rescue mission, right? I want you to stick a little bit with district number 9. What is your platform for that district? What's your intention for the district?
Let me just. I thought you gave me the. Speech for the district. Because as a lawmaker, you take your into consideration. But every country that is developed, every politician saying, every politician is based on the law. Grows with the people. Of course, every other sector will be better. For us, we are saying as a party, to turn this thing around. We are going to visit all of the sectors. Come back.
Mr. Katakau.
To district number 9.
Hello.
That's your concern.
I want to hear you there.
District number 9.
Yeah,
that's your concern.
Yes, my concern is district number 9. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming there. Right? Yeah, I'm coming there.
Okay.
Right? Number 9. Now, district number 9 affect district number 9, affect the entire country. Have to accept that. Every law that will be. District number 9 will benefit. District number 9 will benefit. Or will affect district number 9. Let's say, for example, our argument is that the law. With the country. With the citizen. With the country. Have law. JFK. District number 9. You refer to it as a referral hospital. Have you, the government, treated this way, the JFK
treated this way, the JFK as a referral hospital.
Road safety law.
Road safety law. There are so many people.
Even water and seawater, they open their
even water and seawater, they open their pop holes.
The motorcyclists, the drivers, they struggle to pass through there.
They struggle to pass through there.
Where are we going? But you want to leave this.
But you want to leave this
right in other countries.
Right in other countries.
You want to go and take your family.
You want to go and take your family yourself
to foreign country for treatment.
To foreign country for treatment.
Is it fair?
Is it fair?
These are the questions we are going to be putting up.
These are the questions we are going to be putting up.
Who will you be putting those questions up to? So since you want to bring it, holistically, you're from the Unity Party. Your party was in power for 12 years. What you're talking about, did they do anything better there at JFK and the potholes you're talking about?
Very well. First thing you have to accept,
the first thing you have to accept,
the Unity Party government, into power, makeshift arrangement, economically, and everything,
economically,
and every sincerity.
Makeshift. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by makeshift arrangement?
Warring faction comes together to spoil
everything. What's your meaning? What's your meaning of makeshift arrangement?
Makeshift I'm saying makeshift arrangement. People have to go to other countries. People have to go to other countries to accept people in position. To accept people in position. Whether they are fit.
Is that how Unity Party came to power?
Except you tell me.
Is that how Unity Party came to power?
Except you tell me, because it was an arrangement.
Except power. After all of the arrangement before we have election.
But the elections brought the party to power.
Now, after the
why are you going back? I asked you a question. You were talking about JFK and talking about.
I'm talking about mission. I'm telling you how the Unity Party came to power. How the Unity Party came to power. There were some people that came
after 12 years in power.
People that came from other.
After 12 years in power, what could you show for at JFK? What is your pride at JFK after 12 years in power? Because you were talking about JFK, that's why I'm bringing it into it. Because it seems as though we're not discussing, what you're going to do for the people of District Number 9 now, and you want to bring it to the rescue mission. So you got 2 minutes to do that. Then I'll come back to
you are not giving
Mr. Henry.
This. You are not giving this.
You are not giving this.
I've given you over 5 minutes, sir.
No, that's true. That's not true. They realize. Let's not argue. Let me just
argue. Let me just if my own
They can come out to storm your questions.
They can come out to storm your questions. To me,
when the party took
over. Okay, you got 2 minutes.
When the party took over, JFK,
all of the infrastructures.
All of the infrastructures,
the bank
within the country,
they have
the bank,
there was nothing that you could come in.
There was nothing that you could come.
It was a matter of policy. Was very strong and reject.
Was very strong and reject.
But not sufficient. This time around, we want to make sure that
we want to make sure that it's a law.
Any other government that comes in is banning.
Any other government that comes in is banning.
You make sure that you what the law
make sure that you
what the law is. There were sacrifices made.
And what would that law be?
There were sacrifices made.
What would that law be?
JFK being a referral hospital. JFK being a referral hospital. You have to equip it. You have to equip it. Everybody will have to accept that. Everybody will have to accept. All of the hospitals went. All of the hospitals failed. But for now, you have to JFK. But for now, number 9. JFK, nobody is willing to district number 9. Nobody is willing to get that patient. JFK. So we have to revisit the law.
Information from? Is that the law? The law is, when JFK is filled. I don't understand. It's not the law. I want you to tell me the law that you're gonna, when you come to power, you're going to propose, or you're gonna amend, or the law that you're gonna, give to the Liberian people concerning JFK. What is that law going to be? That when JFK is filled, nobody does what? Or that nobody carries a patient to another hospital? What is that law, sir?
Madam, you have to be patient.
Yes, sir.
You have to be patient. To understand.
I'm sorry, sir, but we don't have all of the time in the world.
We are saying that there's a law that JFK.
Mm-hmm.
It's interrupting me. The law that interrupting me. JFK asked. The law that JFK asked. That every other hospital I feel on the patient. Every other hospital I feel on the patient. You have to JFK. From JFK, you have to order the country. From JFK, you have to order the country. As a citizen. I'm telling you as a citizen. Eminent person. As a brother. JFK is. So that's the case. So we have to revisit the law that created. We have to revisit the law that created the hospital, making JFK a hospital for Margaret. We have to go back and revisit our law. Upgrade. We have to go back and revisit our law. Make sure that JFK is a referral hospital. And make sure that JFK is a referral hospital. That other people go to other countries. Where they scan us, that other people go to other get their go to be the one that be in Nigeria, to be the one that be in Nigeria, experience also experience.
Okay, I got you. That's what you will do when you get to the Capitol building, right?
We'll do that to the laws. We'll do that with the laws. I started with the law. Society.
Okay.
Even the
let me go you. Let me go you.
Come here. Every country. I'm coming. Every country. What make it beautiful? What make the law? What make it beautiful? Man, the laws that we need to. The laws of Nigeria is that we need to. The laws of Nigeria. Other national Kenya. Other national Kenya. They visited. They accepted, and they benefited. Accepted, and they laws benefited from the laws of Nigeria.
Okay, it seems as though you know the law is obsolete. Okay, the law is obsolete. Okay, I get that. Before I come to Mr. Henry's, and I will still a little bit of time with him, but let me ask you this question: what is the most pressing need of District Number 9 that you, Mr. Katakau, want to see besides JFK now, for which you're running to be a lawmaker?
District Number 9 is not outside. District Number 9 is not outside of the Republic. We're consistent.
You want to be president?
Consistent. That is interested for Liberia, District Number 9 will benefit. For Liberia, District Number 9 will benefit. This is why we made mention of JFK. This is why we made mention of JFK. It fall under the health law.
Okay.
District Number 9 will benefit. But what I will tell you, is trying to make sure for our people to go in line with what we are telling them. To go in line with what we are telling them. We have to demonstrate to them. We have to demonstrate to them. One person can do so. That if possible, that person can do so. The government can also do it. The government can also do it. So on the basis of that,
Okay.
edition
Thank
number
you very
9.
much.
So on the basis of that, edition number 9.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think she honestly got what you were trying to say, Mr. Katakao. Back to you, Mr. Fobies. Mr. Henrys, you listened to Mr. Katakao. Quick question. She asked the present need. So would you like to state to the people of District Number 9, what do you think are the present needs of District Number 9? You listen to Mr. Katakao talks about law. What are the present needs?
Yeah, it was sadly, I told you, the man got nothing to offer. So you could understand from the way he spoke that he has absolutely nothing to offer the people of District Number 9. And he's in a race simply because Foko told him to join the race. That's why he contesting. But to come to the real issue, that's the strategy
Against you?
Yeah. So but to come to the issue, look, I've always said this. The country will work if you have better laws, and the lawmaker's job is to push those laws and also push for oversight to get them implemented, and also push for budgetary support to drive some of these things. And JFK, we got a lot of issues in the district. Like I stress, the issue of education is one of the paramount things that we are affected, with. A lot of people, children, of school going ages not in school. So that's something that we intend to solve as representative of the district once given the chance to lead. We also going to be driving the issue of healthcare. It's important stuff that we also got to deal with, whether we like it or not. And we have driving.
You're going to push for the law to be changed with the JFK.
No,
the law that created JFK.
I'm coming not so much the law that created JFK, but there are some basic things that we can work around to solve. For example, we've been pushing our own healthcare project, called the Fubi's Care. Okay. And in that, we brought in about 440 feet containers of medical supplies and equipment. We gave it to all our community clinics, including the JFK also benefited, SD Cooper Hospital benefited. We also extended to a few districts outside of our district, District 10. Also, the clinics there benefited. Cali Hospital, SOS, went as far as EWA, also extended to CH Rennie in Makibi, to extend our healthcare. And the reason why we did those was to improve the quality of services at the community clinics level, so that there are some basic things that you don't need to rush to JFK or the big hospitals for, that the community clinics can solve immediately. But also, issue with JFK that we think we need to solve. One thing, service of public hospital, and all public hospitals across the country should also benefit from that. For example, if you go to JFK and give birth, and your parent, the family of the child, the parents don't have the money to free the woman, temporarily they will be held there as temporary prisoner until they can raise the delivery fee. That's something that we need to change. And we're currently working on a bill to have free healthcare delivery across every public hospital across the country. We are working on that currently because they want to know the total delivery across the country, and whatever the thing they charge about $50 for normal delivery and $150 for C-section. So with that, we can push for a free delivery.
So who's going to pay for that? You're pushing for it as a lawmaker. Where's government going to get the money from to pay for that?
We have a lot of untapped sources of revenue.
What are those untapped sources?
The issue of the agriculture sector. There are so many sources of revenue from the agriculture sector that we're not even tapping into. Tourism, for example. Yeah, for example, aquaculture. If you see recently, the NAFA is trying to do some work, but there's still a lot of potential growth there for revenue generation from government. The issue of growing our own food and driving massive production.
Growing our own food to the thing.
I'm not restricting it. You're asking for the source.
Yes.
And how we generate the money.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you potential sources of revenue that we can drive to support some of these ideas we're pushing. So I'm not just talking off it. I'm telling you that there are untapped sources. Mm-hmm. And as a lawmaker, mm-hmm. you have to be able to pump solve problems in those directions. Mm-hmm. And so we can't be worrying about where the money coming from, and refuse to do what is right for the people. Whatever money we raise as a country, mm-hmm. who the money is supposed to benefit? The citizens. So if we cannot drive no serious programs to raise revenue to solve some of these problems that are suffering us, then we're not serious as a country. And so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not blaming it on this government. So I don't expect you to be too defensive in that direction. Coming. But there's the old age problem that we have faced, and I think that's a solution that we need to find. And the next generation, the next set of lawmakers should be thinking in this direction. Also, people go to JFK and public hospital to tell you that, look, if you cannot pay this upfront, we can't test your patient. No serious country that happens, and we think we need to also solve that problem. How do we find extra money to pump into these public hospitals across the country so that they can be able to solve that issue of if somebody does not have money, they shouldn't be denied access to healthcare, especially at the public hospitals?
As much as I totally agree with what you're saying, it's not something that just happens out of the blue. If you are elected lawmaker today, it doesn't mean that when you go to the House of Representatives, you're going to say that we have untapped sources of revenue and let's do this and the money will just start coming the same year. That's the point I want to put
I didn't
forth.
say the same year.
It's not going to come the second year, the third year.
I didn't attach year to it. But it's something that can be done. That's the first thing we got to accept. It's something that can be done because it's happening in other places, so it can be done.
Absolutely.
So we shouldn't be trying to dodge it and say that, look, it's difficult.
No, I'm just trying to, to say that, if you say on the radio here that, okay, it's good. That's a good idea, right? That people go to JFK or any public health hospital. They should not pay for the services. But if there is no money, if they don't pay for those services, then they will not have the treatment. They will not be treated if they can pay for the services. If the government cannot pay for it, then we will be in a total mess as a country. And that is why I believe they're paying for it. And if we have untapped resources and we can use that, it's not something that is just going to happen like that. That's my point.
I didn't say it will happen like that. For example, let's go back. When Madam Salim took over, the budget When Madam Salim took over, the budget was...
It'll be a law for what?
Let the man wait. When it's time to come, you will go back on it.
I beg you, let him just say...
No, let the man wait. When he was speaking, I was quiet. So
you lesson that the other has already considered. Lesson that the law along with the society. With the society. It's very important.
The law go with the society.
Very important. If you are go there, at also point in time, this is why you pay. At also point in time, this is why only like he trying to find a way as an accounting. He trying to find a way as an accounting. Ready on government, not sentiment. It will not be like one government.
You're saying that would be a government.
One government. That's on the government.
So yes,
on the government.
So you agree with Mr. Henry on that one, right?
No, he agree with me that there's a need. No, he agree with me that there's a need. There's a need. But we are saying that it should not be done by individual. It should not be done by individual. The only way you can legislate, you got to revisit the law. The only way you can legislate, you got to revisit the law.
But who's going to take it? But somebody has to talk about it before somebody has to talk about it. Okay.
To repeal the laws. And upgrade it. Repeal the laws.
Okay.
Upgrade it.
Okay. Let Mr. Henry, you got 1 minute to complete your point and where it's going now. I want you people to ask each other a question. So I want you to lend your thoughts, and then if you have a question for Mr. Katakau, you ask him that question. He too will ask you his question, and then you respond, please.
So yeah, the point I'm driving at, so I didn't agree with you because you didn't even state any specific law that you want to change. You don't just say change the law. I've cited the issue of free delivery across public hospitals. I've also cited the issue of the universal stuff where nobody should be denied access to healthcare because they don't have money, especially at public hospitals. So those are specific, direction that we're speaking to. So it's not just speaking blanketly and saying change the law. And so you for example, when Madam Salif took over, the budget for the country was around 80 million. And before she left power, that budget went up to 500 million. When President Weah took over, the budget was also around 500 million. Today, we are talking about 700+ million. So we have been finding extra sources of revenue to augment the budget. So my point is, these things can be done. So it's just a matter of looking for where the monies are, and be able to divert some of this money to the right sources that will benefit the people. And the health sector is one area that we gotta drive it. The educational sector is one area that will have to drive it. You know, you cannot take the budget up to 700 million or even $1 billion, and you say we stay struggling with people giving birth at JFK and being held as prisoners. You stay struggling with people going to JFK and they're telling you all the public hospitals across the country and telling you that you cannot be treated because you didn't put upfront fee of $1,500. That should not be happening. Your children will be out of school because you don't have enough public schools, and the existing private schools fees are high, and government is not diverting. So let's say, okay, with the existing private schools, since we don't have enough public schools, let's put at least $100 million into the educational sector as subsidy for these schools.
Okay,
these are things that we can drive, and I think, and then in a serious lawmaker, or we have serious lawmakers that will not be subject to the quote I quoted just now about, Ecclesiastes 10:16, woe unto the land whose king is the boy who did not eat in the morning. That will not wake up in the morning and thinking about yourself. And when you be thinking about the people, you will drive these budgetary allotment to these sectors that will benefit the people directly. And I think those are things that we're pushing.
Okay, do you have a question for Mr. Katakau concerning your district? If not, then I will ask him the same question. If he has a question for then I can ask you guys. But you have
basically, I don't have question for Mr. Kataka, because the first thing, I think that he lacks the substance to direct the district, and from the way you're pushing, we have debated several times on different occasions, and I don't see it there. So I just want to leave him at that. I don't want to embarrass him further, but he should embarrass himself. But I'm not going to ask any question.
Mr. Katakau.
Thank you.
Do you have a question for Mr. Henrys?
Sure, but before I can even ask Mr. Henry, appear before the show, my issue of loss, Mr. Henry has already agreed with me, except that his as an accounting, money. When there's no law for you to allocate those monies, so go there, my man. We'll make you controller general. Yeah. This is the law issue. Because nothing is law issue. Concerning the law. Because nothing you saying concerning the law. Money to JSA without a law. Money to JSA without a law. To education without a law. Money to education without a law. Yeah. We had subsidy that government used to give to other private schools. That's what we are saying. We got to visit the law. That's what we are saying. We got to visit the law, upgrade them, and make sure that we can move forward. Fubi Heron will serve as a distributor. Divide those monies.
Is that your question?
No, I'm coming to the question.
So can you ask him a question?
No, I'm coming to the question.
And then giving him a self-proclaimed position.
As well as you are inclined, when it comes to distributing, will you accept to restrict yourself? To restrict yourself, to report Nigeria, abide by the laws, will be Nigeria, abide by the laws, will be passed by the law.
I don't understand the question.
Mr. Katakau, can you come a little clearer, because he actually did not understand the ending part of your question.
I'm saying that. Yeah, my question is. From all of the discourse, as an accounting, as an accountant, accept the fact that you are a born accountant, the fact that you are a born accountant, allow the Liberian people, district number 9, allow the Liberian people, district number 9 to consider you can be one of those that we can employ. You can be one of those that we can employ to be able to distribute the money. Law will pass to distribute instead of law will pass to distribute instead of law is supposed to be.
I think you got him.
Yeah, sadly, the one I told you, I said the guy got no substance, and so you can see the direction of the question I even asking and even trying to make it appear like you need to be lawyer to be or representative. And that's the sad mistake. And I corrected you the last time in our last debate at the North International in 2020. You don't need to be lawyer to be a representative. Lawyer, you belong to the courthouse. So that way you should be able to go and exercise your law talking about. The people that make law are not lawyers. Lawyers interpret the law. So sadly, you don't understand even why you want to go to the Capitol building. Because you want to be a representative. You have not spoken on any national issues that have affected the people. You have not written by yourself one single legislation and proposed to the Capitol building for the benefit of the country. And you have been in this process since 2005, even before me. So
is that true?
Yeah. So what do you want to change that you have not even sat down one day, sat aside one day and written a single law and say, look, I want to change the law about the country?
You say you didn't have a question for the man.
No, I'm not asking. I just bringing it up because you're telling me now because I'm an accountant and blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling you that, no, this is somebody who does not have what it takes. One single legislation you have not written.
Is that true?
Phoebe Henrys. Is that true, Mr. That you consider as an accountant?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
No, listen.
Okay,
hold on, Mr. Karaka.
Let me finish.
Mr. Karaka, hold on.
It's going beyond his limit. Going beyond the issue.
No, please hold on, sir.
Let me finish.
Excuse me, sir.
Listen, as a president of the party.
No, please.
Your microphone
is off. I've cut you off. You hold on a little bit, please. Mr. Kataka, hold on a little bit, please. I'll put you back on, but hold on a little bit. It's Mr. Henry's time to respond. I was just asking whether what he said, I didn't want to miss my thought. And you said that is not true. I will give you time to tell us, the bills you've proposed or you've written. Let him just learn his thought, please. I beg you.
Exactly. So I'm an accountant and I graduated bachelor's in accountant, cum laude from the Stella Maris Polytechnic, and I'm proud of that. But I have written several legislation to the House. One, the inclusion of vocational training in grade schools is since 2016 is before the House. We pushed for the amendment of the NASCOP Act. In 2016, the Act got amended for the first time in 28 years. Phoebe Henrys wrote that petition. In 2020, we also petitioned the House on the welfare component. 2022, we also petitioned the House. We revised NASCOP Act, including the activation of the welfare component. We've pushed for the issue of the amendment of Article 36 to revoke the rights that lawmakers have to decide their own salaries and benefit. We also push for the activation of the Civil Service Commission, and to make it, because it's an autonomous commission by law, but that commission have never been activated. We also read a petition calling on the legislature to activate the Civil Service Commission, and thankfully, President, we are also pushing that particular act to be for amendment. We pushed for the issue of when the affirmative action bill was wrongly being passed by the legislature in 2016. We also wrote a petition to the Capitol building calling for the lawmakers to get back on track, that they don't have the right to amend the Constitution without referendum. The same day, our petition was read in plenary and was voted in favor of, and prevented the lawmakers from proceeding wrongly. when the government pushed for the amendment
About
of
30 seconds.
pushed for the amendment of the constitutional, the Citizen Act, and to grant non-Negro citizenship and give them land ownership and real property rights, we also petitioned the House to prevent them from taking that action because Liberians were not economically in power. And our petition also prevented the lawmakers from proceeding. 25 lawmakers co-sponsored our bill, and we stopped them from OSA. So I'm telling you, so I'm not the accountant that you think I am, or you think that I should be just confine myself to checking money. I'm going to tell you one thing. One tool that you don't even know, it's about pushing money here and there. The budget is a tool that if you are a reasonable person, you sit in plenary, you'll be able to direct where money is allocated to benefit the people. You use the budget to do that. You don't even need to do any specific law. You
Before
just
I come
need the
to
budget
Mr.
to allocate resources to various sectors.
We want to go to the lines. Where is your stronghold in what are some of the things you've done in District Number 9? What is your stronghold in that district?
We have done so many things. I told you about we brought in 40 feet container medical supplies, value $895,000, gave it to all our hospitals and clinics in the district and outside the district free of charge, not taking dime for any one of them. Today, you can walk from New Matadi to 12th Street on a concrete bridge. In 2014, my first time visited the island, I walked on rotting planks and round poles. And I told my friend, I said, look, Federal, we got to change this to concrete. 2015, Fast and Prayer Day in April, we launched the concrete bridge project. Today, that project is a history. We got concrete. We have pushed for the issue of, we have sent more than 4,000 persons to school in that district. You know, both academics and vocational. Go to LORC, go to Marian Chisholm, God of Mercy, Children College, Love International.
Over 4,000. Where you got that money from?
We raised the money over a period of time. And also we have partners who have others that would not, plus my own salary, I will contribute to it. So those are things that we've been doing. You sanitation project we've been running into the district. You follow up every weekend. You see us in waterways, opening waterway to help to prevent the issue of flooding in communities. We have our welfare program. When people in disaster, horses burn, other stuff, we raise materials to go and support them in whatever little way we can do. Where the disaster management should be doing that, but we also pushing our own welfare to solve some of those problems.
Yeah, because you won't be a lawmaker.
Whether a lawmaker or not, those are things that national government should do. If national government
the time you didn't have the ambition to do that, to be a lawmaker, where you doing that?
Ask the residents of Rototown and Bangertown, since we came from Ghana in 1999, I've been involved in our drainage opening and helping to reduce the impact of flooding. And at that time, there was no issue about political ambition, man. I got into politics 2011. So the things that I do, the passionate thing that we do, it's not just about politics.
Thank you, Mr. Henrys. Let me hold you there. And Mr. Katakau, you got 3 minutes. Tell us exactly, what have you done in that district? And, where is your stronghold in the district?
As I intimated earlier, I'm sorry that late on the show. But I continue to meet. But I continue to meet rules with citizenry. The laws with the country. Rules with citizenry with the country. As a lawmaker, you have to make what will happen. Will happen. Be an example. We intermitted. We intermitted. We used to have the fiscal volunteer. Yes. We used to have the fiscal volunteer. You had the government to give subsidy to schools. You had the government to give subsidy to schools to encourage the people that law is very important. That law is very important. You have day school behind JFK. Because behind JFK. Yeah, because the children you should leave from there and walk to 12th.
What's the name of the school you built?
And walk to 12th Street.
What's the name of the school you built?
It's a public school. I gave it to the company. I gave it to the community. Yeah. The very parent. The very was there. I only gave you the name of the school because I don't know what the name of the school because I don't know what the name of the community. I gave you
where is the school located? Hello, Mr. Kanaka. Where is the school located?
Behind JFK. Behind JFK. Go there.
Behind JFK. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Kaka, you have a school behind JFK.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that you go to the school. No,
I didn't pay it for myself. I didn't pay it for myself.
You build
I paid it and
myself.
gave it
How
to
much
the
did you spend
community.
to build that
I
school?
paid it and gave it to the community. So
What is the work?
it's a public school. So we tell you the name, but it's a public school. We tell you the name, but it's a public school. National radio.
Oh, you don't know the name of the public school that
on
you
national
built.
radio.
Okay, how much you spent to build that school?
No, it's not important. It's not important. No, it's not important.
It's important, sir.
Important. Go to water time.
What's the estimated amount?
Go to water time. Let's go to water time. The market is there. Go to water time. The market is there. They were honoring the sun with rain. They were honoring the sun with rain. Those are tangibles.
You talking about the Rotterdam market?
Yes, I did it.
The Rotterdam market? You built it?
I did it. Yeah, I did it.
What is the worth? How much you spent to build that market?
It's not important. It's
not
not important.
important. Okay.
Yes, it's not important.
Okay. What else?
It's not important.
Okay. What else?
Right? Let's go to the community hall in Patitan. The community hall in Patitan. I did it. GSA, yeah.
Okay.
The airport Fiamma.
The what?
Fiamma. Fiamma. The air pump. I brought it there. The air pump. I brought it there. Community.
Fiamma air pump.
There is no community. Community district number 9 that I don't have.
How many communities do you have in district number 9?
I don't have a project.
How many communities do you have in district number 9?
21 communities. Every community has a project.
Oh,
you know the community have a project. Because you know the
what teachers are you?
Mr. Karaka,
your teachers are you?
Mr. Karaka?
I did not take the money. I did not take the money to talk people. But
Mr. Henry.
I took the money and I read the people.
Teachers are you?
The essence of it is that the essence of it is that as a lawmaker, as a lawmaker, we have to advise them what the law requires. We have to advise them what the law requires.
okay.
You come into the tuning laws. You come into the tuning laws. So if you build a latrine, modern latrine, and you advise them to open the eyes, they will listen to you. So we come from there.
Okay, so where is your stronghold? Where is your stronghold in the district? Is it Fanti Town or Roto Town?
The stronghold is all for, except I don't trust people. Except I don't trust people.
Okay, you don't trust people. What is it? The number of registered voters in what's the number of registered voters in your district? I heard you've been running since 2005. Just give us, your record. Since 2005, you came with what position? What have been your positions?
My position has always been second, and lately I came third. But that is
okay. 2005 you came second.
But that significant.
But you don't think that the people are disappointed in you if you came second and now you're coming third?
No. The very brethren are sit in the studio there. The very brethren are sit in the studio there. On the PTK. That one brought him to PTK. That one brought him to second.
Oh, that CPP ticket brought him to second.
To second.
No CPP ticket. So you take the leader out of discussion.
Between myself
to your issue. Don't come and record.
Myself. So as far as this
what the Lord ask that question. Like the question you're asking, talking about Tolly or Ibe.
Well, I ask you to answer me a question. You answer me.
You say you get a question for them.
No, when you asking the Lord that He be, say you say Allah.
So, Mr. Fubi Henry say you got any law?
I am
propose any law?
Listen to me. I'm practicing discipline as a Listen to me. I'm practicing discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. Right?
Okay.
I'm not a lawmaker. I will pass through my lawmaker. I will pass through my lawmaker. Myself. That will go and present myself. But ANC, they got no lawmaker.
Okay, that's why you're not
but ANC, they got no lawmaker from other political parties. Play a unity party.
Just list the one that you get your own lawmaker.
They brought down the floor.
So
I don't have the list here. Right? I don't have the list. I don't have the list.
So you pass through anybody.
I don't have the list.
You pass through anybody.
Yeah. We talking about the
pass through anybody, huh?
We talking about the labor law.
Okay.
All the time we pass it to people.
Who did you
All the
pass?
time we pass it to people. We don't have to see it. We don't have to see it.
You pass the labor law.
We don't have to see it.
You pass it through who? The labor law.
Who did you pass that law through?
We don't have to see it. Sincerely, we don't have to see it.
Okay, we're gonna leave you at that.
We don't have to see it.
Okay, I thought you have to say it because your people are listening and they will judge you by what you've done to put you in the House of Representatives.
You know why they
don't
would
have
trust
to
me?
say it, man.
No, you know why they would trust me? No, you know why they would trust me?
No.
They would trust me because in the court for them.
You always what?
In the court for them.
Oh,
okay.
But you belong in how you be in the court
don't
for
you
them?
think, Mr. Karaka, don't you think it would be better for you to be in the court than going to the legislature, because you're always in the court for them, and every time there are issues in the district that you have to be represented in the court, and then you want to go to the legislature. Do you see any contradiction there?
Except you tell me one.
Okay, let's leave him at that, and let's go to the lines and hear what the people in district number 9 make of.
Okay, so let's hold on. The district number 9 is about to be a participant of this platform. You are listening to Open Conversation. Open Conversation, 2 hours current affairs program. 0880-514-096 are the numbers. Good evening.
Good evening, Washington. Let me say good evening to Safety.
What's your name?
Yeah, okay. My name is Jesse Bloche Luba Jr. And I call from beyond Lucky Pharmacy, where on a middle Kanaka live.
Go ahead.
So you can see the level of deficiency. You know, what Kanaka explanation. He's flip-flopping. He has become very conflicted. He clearly articulating what he wants to do for us. The actually is most of the projects Miller is wanting to take credit for it was not his making. Instead, when Madam Sally, but our work we want to Miller work for Kanaka, as well as Kanaka at the time. When Madam Sally was in power, Kanaka was given government job we should turn down, and Madam Sally created a agency called Yes Youth Empowerment for Adolescent Girls and stuff. So that money was then used to do community projects within District 9. Some of the projects which he boasted of, then and then his work at the time, knowing of his political ambition, using as a catalyst through which he would get to power. But our people being God, it did not work. The activities, the speed on the middle is decreasing with. Now, political space in District 9 is very astronomical.
Okay.
He started from 2nd to 10th to 4th, and he just keep descending until he realized that he is an aspired political authority. He didn't know where.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from? Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead,
My name is David Ubemo, and I call from District 9, Mosurado County.
Go ahead, District number 9 tonight.
Thank you so much to the panelists and also good evening to the two studio guests. And to you, the host, I think you try to be so smart in asking a lot of questions to your panelists. But then I think at some level you shifted to have given a chance to split up the book because a lot of things you can find out that there are a lot of distrust and dishonesty on the level of the two panelists in studio. Mr. Fubi Henry claimed to have passed bill. At any time, no level that you are not a representative, you are not a member of the House of Parliament, and you speak to a party bill. You can petition. That's the reason why there needs to be a legislative institute. That those people who aspire for political position to be able to go to that school and know what the function of a lawmaker is. Because if at the elementary level we cannot determine what the function of a lawmaker is, definitely we will not be having good leaders at the House of Representatives. Secondly, how will Mr. Fubi Henry say that Mr. Foucault, Honorable Foucault pays Mr. Meda Kadaka to join the race? So since 2005, I think that Honorable Foucault being paid Mr. Meda Kadaka is to join the race. That's very comical. And one lie and deceit that Mr. Fubi Henry put out tonight, he said that he constructed the bridge in the Stretchfield area. That's a very big lie. That project is a race project. You cannot come to this post and allow to the like when people are allowed to report district number 9. And that's the reason why this election will be about trust and integrity.
Okay.
It's about no lie.
Thank you.
So we are going to follow it.
Thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good evening. You're speaking with King Elton Nimo, PRO for District number 9 United Party.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to thank our Honorable Mayor Kanakai for the point to push forth over Fubi Henry, who is considered to be a liar in our district.
Can you have some respect for our guest? We will not allow you to call him back. Can you take it back?
All right. Okay.
Can you take it back?
Okay, I'll take it back.
Okay, thank
you.
you.
For the sake of the discussion.
Thank you.
All right. Honorable Fubi Henry has lied over a period of time to the people of District number 9, professing himself to be the person that's going to represent us, putting parents into difficulty that he cannot handle, putting students, like he said, he has sent about 4,000 students to school. That's a sick lie. To promise students into school, and then at the end of the day, he never pay the fees, he never live up to his promises.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This is James Core, and I call you from District 9.
Go ahead.
So let me say thank you for hosting the two guests. But I think of the two, when you listen to the argument, you know that one is sincere and the other is just there to spoil you like the way he did in the 2021 by-election. So 2 points. I listened to my friend David German, but I think he didn't understood or he didn't understand Fubi. He didn't say he passed you. He said the petition the House, and he also gave some petition for which those petitions were actually upon and then later passed into the bill, which is the NASFOR Act. Another thing is, how is it possible, think of it, that a man professes to have built a school, but yet cannot state the name of the school? It's illogical. And these are just some of the many lies he's floating around.
Okay, thank you.
Until they realize that we are now fools, they're going to go nowhere. So
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Lloyd D. Johnson, physician by loyalty, and I'm joining from District number 9.
District number 9's night. Go ahead.
That after the student gets to see all what he can say at the end of the day, he will be subject to Foucault.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Washington. Let me say good evening to you and people. Washington. This is Bobby.
Must you?
Bobby, I don't know what that is here, man, Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
No, Washington, don't do this on me.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Let me appreciate the Mr. Bobby Henry. Washington, when it comes to district now, Mr. Bobby Henry can live with the people in district now. He always working with the people. When you look on his Facebook page, he's putting in pages, he lived with the people through all, and he went back to the people, even though they put it out in another way, he still went back to them and backing the people to elect him because it shows that Mr. Pobier is a leader of this state now. And in 2023, cultural thing, Mr. Phoebe will actually do this now to look in the pen.
Hey. So you hello, Bobby. Bobby, you're from the United Party, but you supporting Phoebe Henrys, right? Who's from the CPP?
Mr. Henry is my ally. Phoebe Henry is my ally from the
So your United Party man, you leave in the court.
It doesn't matter, but my ally still in the hands of Mr. Phoebe Henry.
I just want to know that. Thank you.
Thank you. You're UP Phoebe Henry. Good evening, welcome.
Hello?
What's your name and where you call from?
Hello?
I'm hearing myself in the
bottom of your radio.
Go ahead, sir. Fendel.
Yeah. I follow the two studio guests. Actually, I must appreciate the one you studio there, Mr. Henry. But I have one question for him. I think that we have a lot of uncovered resources that could be used to revamp the Zero Hospital and develop public school. And he made mention of agriculture. So, and even agriculture, to invest to have agriculture to be booming like you have to invest in it quickly. And the government have not really spent or pumping money in that sector. So I want to know how will you be able to achieve that to make the agriculture sector to be booming, to send money for them to be able to come into the rural.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. How are you going to work out agriculture? Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Chidi Jibo and your co-host, and good evening to the culture model Liberia.
Good evening.
My name is Abraham Political Mojusetu, and I call from the most of the Bible today.
Go ahead.
I listened to your two distinct studio guys. You know, on Wakanaka, you asked a very important question to him. You know, you're building one of the biggest problems in the country. You cannot say you build a school, you don't know where the school is located. It's unfortunate. Lastly, Honorable Food, I want to ask you the question. If you are rejected by the people of District Number 9 to be Peter Mosiralo County, will you contest 2023 election in the district? If you love the people.
Okay, thank you. He already got that question. Good evening and welcome. What's your name and where you calling from? We are good. Go ahead, Fendel.
Yeah, thank you. It's real good. I wanna my name studio guest. Because it's Mr. Fubi, people who are happening present and because of this. And you know, to what to tell me is studio. The only thing he said is supposed to pass through his law, make up a native law. Let's say that you can't say, you can't say, you can't say. So the now people, I don't know, that kind of law make up going on the people are color graded, people like Thomas Falabe will hear it's a lecture, not just to now people not do anything. Every lawmaker, our no better, your son, your brother should be there on page 2029. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, welcome.
Hello?
Good evening, welcome. What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Mark Kuli and I'm calling from Tuas Creek.
Go ahead, Mark.
First of all, I want to say thanks to our honorable man, Honorable Fubi Heron, the case of District Number 9. You know, I will make this clear to Miratanga there because we want to tell you we are in District Number 9. We are run District Number 9 on social media or video call. Because now you people are partnering in the studio and then you're not able to come in the studio, people the debate. Now you're doing video call. So we the youth of District Number 9 want to tell you that we're not going to sit and getting District Number 9 so that you run District Number 9 on social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You that our guests have an option. They can either come to
Boss, you're not coming.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell you that the guests have an option. They can either come to studio or we do it via, the social media.
Exactly.
So that shouldn't be a reason for you not voting your lawmaker.
Exactly. Good evening. Good evening, welcome. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Mario. I joined FBA to my farm.
Go ahead, Mario.
Yeah, let me say thank you to the FBS family. I think it's the first time for you for the host, the opposition,
LBA has been doing that. This is not the first time, please. LBA has been doing that.
Okay.
We don't want to make it clear to Rutu.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
We'll take two more calls. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah, this is the voice of the Archangel Michael, and I call from Lakasi, district number 9.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just appreciate you first. Thank you so much for this, for affording me the opportunity. Well, the brother in studio there, I'm very disappointed in Mr. Henry. You know, there are so many times where I've heard him say this thing over and over about the medical supply that he brought. And I can tell you, sir, for free, those things are not true. Yeah, you know, people go to the elections, they come with so many different jargons and lies to tell people. People are just not honest, you know. And people, they go there with so many different.
So what is the truth now?
The truth is that Fubi has lied to the people so many times. One, he lied to the people on the issue of that scholarship. He told the people that, I will give you a scholarship, well, vote for me. Now, because hello?
You tell me when you vote for me, I get a scholarship. You don't vote for the man, I get a scholarship.
Well, he told the people that you will give them the scholarship.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Final caller.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah,
Final caller, Mauritia. Go ahead.
Yeah, Titi, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell your peaceful girl. I want to tell her hello. You see, Titi, that our United Party, Titi, and I was talking. The man was talking like they should see. When we call it, they always how you are standing to. Yeah, because of people they say they are educated, but then you study and say, when you go to school. But to Fubi into I will tell you for free that Togo will flop out two of them. No matter what kind of confusion they might make over there, that Togo will beat them. Thank you.
All right, Mama. Thank you. Let's leave it at that, yeah, and come back to our guests. We're not taking calls.
So let's go to you, Milo Katakau. You listen to the callers. What's say Adele on the many concerns?
Yeah, and I particularly want you to speak to what one of the callers talked about. He talked about that YES project during Madam Solif's time, and he says that you are only owning those projects because your wife was responsible, was heading that project, and she put you in the forefront. I want you to speak to that, including all of the other concerns. You have 3 minutes, sir, to do that.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me not waste my time on those. Thank you very much. Let me not waste my time on those. That was a project set by Madam Salih. That was a project set by Madam Salih. Headed the project. What was edited? Headed the project. It was edited. The project provided those seats. Provided those seats to be able to produce the evidence. To be able to produce the evidence. But,
is the person lying? Because you told us that you personally funded those projects, and somebody is saying no. A caller said that's not true.
I admit that. What is the evidence?
What do you mean?
What is the evidence? I am the person that built those as an individual.
Okay, since we're on the radio and you say as an individual you built it, can you tell us how much you spent? What's the worth of the project? Yeah. What's the worth of that school? The project.
I intimated to you. I intimated to you. And I cannot but once you made mention of the school, The people began.
You can tell us that you did the project, but you can tell us how much the project cost you. Then why did you tell us that you did the project?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you tonight.
But we gotta find another time for you to come tell us again.
I can tell you.
Okay, let me go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Right. Yes, school is 24.
Go ahead.
24. The school is 24 people. Data community. Public school. Data community. Public school. That's a kid. The main institute there was in the program. The main institute there was in the program. He said that the only place he can find to open. He said that the only place he can find to open village. He was in a
school.
He was in a yeah, right. We appreciate everybody that said things. We appreciate everybody that said things. It is very possible to move ahead. The district has to move ahead. What we will let our people know. What we will let our people know. This country needs to be rescued. Rescue from what is beating. And what is beating? To rescue the country is to revisit the country is to revisit the law. Our laws are very much obsolete. Our laws are very much obsolete. We're very active and correct. We're very active and correct. Nessie Medela and other Nessie Medela and other they benefited from the fortune of the laws. They benefited from the fortune of the laws. So we have to grow along.
So you have 20 seconds.
So we have to grow along with our law.
Okay.
So I want to tell my people thank you.
I think the law is.
So I want to tell my people thank you. We have to go and dig out the laws. We have to go and dig out the laws. Repeal them. Make sure that we have ours. Make sure that we have ours. Make sure that we have. What you don't know, you can't represent. What you don't know, you can't represent. You can have oversight.
I totally agree with you. What you don't know, you can represent, now have oversight. Mr. Katakau, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Open Conversation. We highly appreciate your presence, sir. Let's come to you, Mr. Henrys. You listen to the callers, and I want you to speak to that breach somebody talked about, and they said that breach is a list project.
Well, people speak out of ignorance most of the time. I always say this. I said my first time to that island was 2014. I walked on rotting planks and round poles to get to the island. And I told my friend Frederick that we have to change this to concrete. I got the videos to show the launching of the bridge project that we raised the first $9,000, bought the materials, got the community dwellers to start the project. Before this government came in and said they got money to complete it. And we got on government back to ensure that they completed it. But the project was started by Phoebe Henrys. That's what I'm telling you.
That is not what you said.
No, I said it. I said the project. I said
call list.
I had to call list name.
But you should.
No,
that's because it was like a partnership.
List that one. Another partnership.
Partnership. You didn't do
another partnership.
You didn't do justice.
You didn't do list that discussion.
You put me under the impression that
I said on Fast and Prayer Day 2015, we launched the concrete bridge project.
Of course.
And today, that place is history. That's why
that caller, not said that you can own the bridge because it's a list project. You wouldn't have said that.
I don't need to say that. I said it. I said my statement was clear here, and I'll continue to say.
But you alluded to what the person said, though.
No. The first thing he's trying to, the first point they're trying to make that I got no stake into the bridge
because you yourself made it look like you.
That's absolutely
you did it.
The videos are available. ERBC, LNTV played all of those projects back then when we started those discussions. Every now and then we're there. So
but you didn't complete it.
Not the first time.
That's not the first government. So you should have said
you should have specified that.
Yeah, no issue. But that's my point. I'm saying
that's an issue.
No, that's no issue. I mean, I agree with you. So
you can.
That's no issue.
Thank you for.
My point I'm making here is that they try to tell me that I got no part to play in that, and I say I understand from which direction they come from.
And the issue, ignorantly, they keep making the issue about bill and petition. What is a bill? What is a petition? Are your choice of words. So you don't need to be a lawmaker to propose bill. You in there, you can only argue. That's the only disadvantage you have.
Yeah, but because somebody has to do it for you because you're not there, though. You can even give the person the idea. You can set it in the house.
Yeah,
but because you're not there, so you can own up to it.
No, you own on to the initial idea because you generated it.
That's your idea, but somebody has to push it in the House of Representatives.
After writing, you go to them and formally give it to them.
But
take it from that point.
Agree.
So initially, you got they even sit down and write it and go to them and formally present it to them. That's a credit to you.
Absolutely.
And before even get in there for them to do their argument, that's a different
credit to them as well.
I'm not talking about
that's another credit to them.
That goes to them.
You're supposed to have specified that.
I told you, I said, look, we push the issue of the affirmative action bill.
You come up
I said we challenge the affirmative action bill.
You personally took the accusation.
I said we challenge the affirmative action bill. We challenge it. And the same day, and the lawmaker wanted to assume the responsibility to pass it single-handedly. And we petitioned them the same day, they voted in favor of our petition. I said that.
Agreed. So that was a petition. So, and I understood exactly what
I told you about the issue of the Citizenship Act also that was proposed for amendment. And we challenged them, and they were able to take our petition into consideration and refuse to go ahead with what they wanted to do. I said that.
Yeah.
So the point I'm raising here is that from outside, I have not been elected, but I have sat down and crafted all these nice ideas because these are things that I think that when we push, it can help to change the country. And that's the difference between me and Kataka and all the other guys that are running around. So I'm not moved by some of my other friends that just talk for the sake of talking. And the issue of scholarship and stuff, you got nothing to offer, you got nothing to say, so you always keep running. I think by far I'm one of the most honest person in Liberia to tell you that when you elect me, your scholarship program will continue for 6 years. If you don't elect me, it cuts off immediately after the process is announced that I'm not a winner. And that being fair. And I told you that we launched $1 million scholarship drive in 2016. We ended up paying $2.5 million. I call schools named here. Go to there and verify. Go to LORC. Go to Marian Chismo. Go to the Love International. Go to Congo International.
Currently on
go to AM for
you
fun.
cut it off.
No, currently, I still got a few percent, but not the magnitude that we had then.
Okay.
Go to Barnes Foundation. Go to Bidding for Tomorrow.
People will be cut off if you don't win these coming elections.
No, this one has something that been ongoing, and now they won't got no tie to the election.
They are political.
They got no tie to election. That's what I'm saying.
They got tie because they.
I said they got no tie. I said the current ones are on.
The current one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one in 2017 that was tied directly to my winning. That was different. And
do you have anything tied to your winning this time around?
And what's the time?
I told me, and the other guy called talking about are they alive or healthcare. I listed several medicals, all the clinics in district number 9 that existed between 2016 and 2018. Go to them. Go to Jordan River and ask whether Fubi Hemet didn't give you guys medical supply free of charge. Go to Rutotan Community Clinic. Ask whether Fubi didn't give them supply. Go to SD Cooper Hospital on 12th Street. Ask whether Fubi didn't give them medical supply. Even go on YouTube and watch the video. Go to JFK. Go to what is the name? Tropical Clinic down Raymond Field. Go to Downway Clinic. Go to Goodway Clinic in Fiamma. Go to SOS. Go to Cali Hospital. Go to CH Rennie and ask whether they didn't give you free medical supply that you didn't pay $5 for. So when you come on the radio, you want to make stuff. Sorry, if you don't have anything to offer, just shut up and just listen to the program. And don't just call the crowd to challenge. But I want to say thanks to you people for the platform and let's.
Is anything tied to the elections?
Win the election.
If you don't win,
win the election. Like a commitment to the district, we said, once we win the election, the children of district number 9, we're going to push free education. We're going to push maximum scholarship up to 10 to 15 million $10 so that as many schools and many children can go to school as possible.
When you say you push it, what do you mean? Is it something that is coming from your pocket? Or
we'll raise the funding. We'll also advocate through the budget to have extra funding from the budget to subsidize some of these schools. We'll knock on those to raise the money. We'll also contribute a portion of our salary to also drive some of these things. And sadly, the lawyer couldn't be in the courthouse because he has not introduced one single law. He has not introduced one single law. You ask him about which law you propose. Instead of talking about all the toilet project and all of that there. It's a yes project for true because He can't
You
tell you
showed
the
that you
value.
lied. I
What time
told
is
you
up?
that
How
I
is it?
What time is up?
practiced through
Thank
my
you very
lawmakers.
much.
Mr. Henrys, thank you
I
so
said I
much
practiced through
for taking up your time to speak with us this evening on Open Conversation. And
you
we
cannot be
really,
a
you know,
consummate
appreciate the
liar.
fact that you came to studio.
Let's
You
do
come
on
to studio and
101.
you face your opponent, then it can be even more
Be
better
very
because
great.
but
Yes.
Mr. Kataka, thank you so much also for taking up your time, and we wish you all the best come October 10 and these elections.
Thanks for having me a study class teacher by you.
No problem, man. Come on, don't do that, man.
Okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow, God willing. Same time, same station. And tomorrow evening we will have with us Bwaka Fofana and Isaac Doe. Of all of them are from the
coalition.
No.
Oh.
They're from the Coalition for Democratic Change, but they are from the WEA intellectual movement.
yeah.
And so we will have them tomorrow evening on Open Conversation. Thank you so much for calling in, all of you watching via social media. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening.
Have a pleasant and a glory evening.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. While you